Cover us.
Does anyone else remember the videos I made many years ago? I Hate the Rock 1 and 2. It's movies like this that make me wish I never deleted those videos. Even though I was called a racist and everything under the comments, under the video, I should have kept those videos. Because why? I think more and more people every day are waking up to the fact that The Rock is a manipulator, a liar, a bad actor, and a con man. If I kept those videos on my channel, dare I say, I would have thousands more subscribers, because I see the trend in rejection of The Rock, and those videos themselves might even get up to 1 million views someday. But me, trying to be the diplomat, the better man, deleted those videos. Well, let me tell you something today. My opinion has not changed. I hate The Rock. I do not hate Dwayne Johnson. I don't know Dwayne Johnson. I hate The Rock. The Rock is a business. The Rock is an idea. The Rock is a symbol. And everything The Rock stands for, I hate. And this movie, Red One, is only the latest symbol of why I hate him so much. Every movie The Rock produces, he uses the same people, the same directors, the same cinematographers, writers. He uses the same people over and over, and it reminds me of a political party. They use the same people over and over again, the ones in power. Why? Because they know the people they use will say, yes, 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 Mr. Rock, I will do anything you say as long as you pay me. And that's how you end up with movies like San Andreas, Red Notice, Red One. Oh, I just noticed that The Rock did Red Notice, Red One. What are we gonna get next time? Red Wave, starring Dwayne Johnson as Trump? Ha! I made a video the other day, straight after the movie, where I was in my car and I pretty much, for 20 minutes, laid down the law about, I cut a promo. To those of you that know WWE, I've been watching a lot of it recently, I cut a promo on The Rock, where I played the Australian badass, Mickey C, and I told you exactly what I thought of you, Rock. I've had a couple days, I've calmed down, and to be honest with you, I've almost completely forgotten about the movie in its entirety. I don't remember it. The Red One is one of the worst movies I've seen this year, not because it's a terribly made movie, which it is, but because it's not a movie, it's a product. This is a Christmas movie that came out before the middle of November. That's not because they think, oh, we'll give you 6 weeks to watch this movie. No, it's because there were no other movies coming out that week, so they can make their most money that week by releasing it that week. Now, what screams Christmas more than moving a Christmas movie away from Christmas just to make a few extra dollars? The Rock, you are a marketing genius. My immediate reaction to this movie is anger, because it is 2 hours and 15 minutes long. Why are movies so long? This is a Christmas comedy movie. Unnecessary. The CGI in this movie is some of the worst you've ever seen. It is. The acting is some of the worst you've ever seen. The Rock just keeps taking the pretty white boys that have a dry, witty mouth in Hollywood and makes movies with them. Ryan Reynolds. Here, Chris Evans. Chris Evans, I love you, but he's just phoning it in. The Rock, all he does is stand there really stiff because he's got no flexibility anymore. All those muscles and steroids are killing him. Give it 10 years, he won't have his muscles to rely on anymore. He's going to have to reinvent his career if he wants longevity, or just become a producer and stop acting in general. But The Rock just stands there, all stiff. Merry Christmas. I'm not gonna do impressions. I'm not an impression guy. But it's just boring. Why does The Rock think he's a badass? He's soft. He's safe. He doesn't do anything that could possibly offend anybody. He won't make an action movie that's hard with blood because he wants to be seen as the good guy, like for kids. And he won't do anything too kiddie because he still wants to seem like a real man. He won't go back to his tooth fairy days. So then you get shit like this and Red Notice, where he's just boring. He's just the most boring. Like, this is a guy, admittedly, that has a lot of charisma and has star power and looks good on camera. But he just, I think he's too far up his own arse. He's got too many businesses that rely on him as the symbol, where he can't offend anyone. He's like a politician. He's too afraid to say anything because he doesn't want to upset one or more demographic. And it's done. The Rock has to reinvent himself. I don't hate Dwayne Johnson. I don't. If he reinvents himself and proves to me that he's willing to take chances instead of just cashing in, I will respect him again if he starts doing that. But until that happens, I cannot respect the man. This is a movie with a $250 budget. $250 million budget. If you watch the movie, you are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Where'd the money go? It's got the worst CGI, it looks terrible. None of it's shot on location. It's just all blue and green screens, the volume probably. All the money went to the producer's pockets, to Dwayne Johnson's pockets, to Chris Evans' pocket. Something has to change in Hollywood where actors, producers, there's got to be a cap on how much money they're making. Why do they make so much money? If you gave me $250,000, I'll make that last, if I'm being smart, 10 years, right? Because I can invest, like all this other stuff. These people are getting paid in excess of $30, $40 million per film, and they do like 10 films every 5 years. Who needs that much money? Now, this is not some take to say that we gotta tax the rich. I'm not that sort of guy. I'm just saying, it makes no sense to me. And the people that shill out the money, the investors, the studios, they gotta take a stance and say, no, I'm not gonna pay The Rock $50 million to stand there and do nothing. They've got to expect more and demand more. That's the only way the pendulum is going to swing back to us getting storytelling coming before ego. This movie was written by Chris Morgan, who did Hobbs and Shaw and a lot of those Fast and Furious movies, and you feel it. But what those earlier Fast and Furious movies did best was they had a bit of heart to them. They lost that. And this is no different than the most recent Fast and Furious movies. There's no heart. It pretends to have heart by having serious conversations about parenthood and Christmas spirit, but there's no magic. This is a Christmas movie with no magic. That's because it's covered in disgusting, cynical CGI, money laundering, and going back to what I was saying earlier about The Rock afraid to offend anyone, elves, Christmas elves, Santa's helpers, they don't have them in this movie because God forbid you have little people in movies anymore. Disney hates little people. Look what they're doing with that Snow White movie. Here, instead of having elves as little people, they've got like these alien creatures that just look creepy as hell. Oh, nothing screams warmth and magic like alien creatures that don't speak a language of Earth. What? It's bloated. The action is terrible. The Rock doesn't do any stunts. He's too stiff. He runs like a stiff snowman, no pun intended. So every time he has to do anything remotely fast that requires a human movement, it's a CGI body double. That's the same with everybody in this movie. It's just so fake. It's comical. It's annoying. I'm over it. If you can't perform something in camera, you shouldn't be doing it. That's my opinion on filmmaking. If you can't do it within the lens, don't do it. Do not rely on the edit, on CGI. It has to happen in camera with enhancements from CGI for the backgrounds or whatever else you need to do. But if you're solely relying on CGI to be your tangible, gritty, visceral action scene, you failed from the very inception of the process of making a movie. No one is ever going to see a CGI on CGI punch and say, oh, that felt visceral. The closest that's ever come is maybe Man of Steel. But that's because Zack Snyder, despite all his flaws, knows how to integrate CGI with his vision. He's good at that. The Rock doesn't. He makes all these baby shit porridge movies that appeal to nobody. that cost all the money in the world because it all goes to him so he can end up on Forbes' highest paid actor list. That's the only reason The Rock keeps making movies, is to fund his businesses, himself, his ego, his Instagram page. I'm over him. Wake up, Rock. And everyone that says they're a fan of The Rock, you need to wake up. The review's not over, but let's have an ad break here. Do you want to see I Hate The Rock rebooted? Would you actually watch me do a video like that again, guys? I don't want to go into negativity on this channel. I'm never going to do that. When I say I hate The Rock, it's just, a bit of emphasis to get clicks. But you know the point of the video I'd be making, right? If I say I Hate The Rock is the next video I'm going to make, I'm going to tell you why this guy is a fraud, a hack, and I'm going to give you evidence. I'm not just going to be a hater. I hate being called a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. And realists see through things, and I see through you, Rock. I see through you. The score in this movie sucks. They throw in a Christmas song every 10 minutes in the background with no reason, just because, oh, it's a Christmas movie. Put a Christmas song in it. It's not motivated out of a radio in the scene or any reason. They just put Christmas songs, Christmas music. You hear a jingle of a jingle bell every now and then because, oh, Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a movie. I don't know if I can talk about this movie any longer. I'm just gonna get too amped up. I have nothing else I want to say, really. I really don't. It's just awful. The only things that really stuck out to me were the young girl that plays the villain in this movie. I could see playing a young Harley Quinn in some future DC movie. I really could. I think she was the young girl that was in Mad Men all those years ago. She's my age. She looks like a Harley Quinn. I could see her paying it off. We got to move away from Margot and what's her name? Almost said Harley Gaga. Lady Gaga. We got to move away from that. This young girl, I could see her doing that. Krampus appears in the movie, and I believe it's the guy from Game of Thrones, the redhead, and he just plays he plays himself, essentially, and he is a ball of charisma, and he's in this muscle suit with goat horns. That was a fun character. Could have used a lot more of him in this movie. See what happens when you cast charismatic actors that put the story, the character, the craft first, Rock, instead of just the smolder. And The Rock, he's always walking around in these Ray-Ban aviators, and so is Chris Evans in Ray-Bans. They've obviously got a plug from Ray-Ban. You see The Rock in real life wearing these aviators everywhere he goes. As a director, if I was a director and I had The Rock on my set, there's two things that happen. You do not wear, I don't care about product placement. We can find other products to put in the movie to fund us. I say to The Rock, you do not wear a single pair of aviators. You never wear sunglasses in this movie. And your tattoos, they get covered up. Because you're not The Rock. If you're in my movie, you are the character or you're gone. That's how it should be. People are so weak these days. It frustrates me. What was I saying? Yeah, the young girl could play Harley. The guy that plays Krampus, Christopher, he's got an Icelandic name, hard to pronounce. Great fun. Oh, and Chris Evans in this movie plays a character called Jack, and the whole movie, they're making him out to be a bad guy, this and that. And I was thinking, this is my cynical brain, I was thinking there the whole time, they're gonna turn this movie into a Jack Frost origin movie, aren't they? And Chris Evans is going to turn into Jack Frost by the end of the movie. That's what they're going to do. And then they're going to set up a Christmas cinematic universe and tease like the Easter Bunny or some magical world outside of the North Pole at the end of the movie, aren't they? That's what they're going to do. And they actually didn't, which I find odd, because they throw in every other Christmas reference in this movie. That's another thing, by the way, the writing in this movie, all it is The Rock, he walks into a new location on a green screen and says, oh my God, it's a DW7. And then Chris Evans goes, what's that? Oh, what's that? And then The Rock explains it to him. Exposition, question, exposition, next scene, CGI fight. That's the movie. I'm done with it. I'm done talking about it. I wish my video the other day had sound. I don't know what's wrong with that microphone of mine. I really went off for 20 minutes the other day. It would have been great to see. I guess this is a more measured response, even though I did get quite amped up. Regardless, you know my thoughts now. I'm sorry it took a couple days to get to you. I had a busy weekend. As to why there's been a lack of videos since the writer's room ended, that took a lot out of me, and I just haven't really recovered. I feel like crap. I'm feeling really good today, as you can tell. But my plan is to get more videos to you very soon. The Penguin's about to finish. I'm going to watch that after I upload this. Star Wars tier list. My top 10 movies of all time. It's all coming this week. Stay tuned. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.